culture. Culture is a set of shared beliefs, values, customs, behavior, and tradition that guide how people live, interact, and view the world around them. It affects how individuals think, communicate, and respond to health and illness. In healthcare, culture greatly affects how individuals understand health, illness, and treatment. For example, some cultures rely on herbal medicine and home remedies, while others strictly follow modern medical terms. Culture also influences how people describe symptoms, seek help, or accept care. That's why health workers need to be culturally aware, so they can give care that respects a person's belief, improves communication, and builds trust. In short, culture is a powerful force that shapes people's choice, behavior, and experience in life, including how they view health and illness. So we have four pillars of culture. Cultural competence, the ability of health workers to effectively deliver care to people. Different cultures by understanding and respecting their values and practices. Cultural sensitivity, being respectful and mindful of cultural differences and avoiding action or words that may offend someone from another culture. Cultural awareness, recognizing and understanding that people came from different cultures, which may influence their health, beliefs, decision, and behavior. Cultural safety, providing care in a way that protects and supports the dignity, identity, and cultural needs of patients, making them proud, respected, and safe.
So now let's talk about the importance of culture in healthcare. So first, culture improves communication. So how to understand things and ensures free dialogue. Our healthcare providers are aware of cultural differences. They can avoid misunderstandings and ensure clear, respectful dialogue with patients. Second, we have it builds patients' trust. So when patients feel their beliefs, values, and traditions are respected, they are more likely to trust their healthcare provider. And third, it increases treatment compliance. So patients are more willing to follow medical advice and treatment plans when these are explained in a way that aligns with their cultural beliefs. Next. We also have here, it improves health outcomes, leads to better diagnosis and recovery. So, cultural sensitivity care improves health outcomes. Understanding cultural influences leads to more accurate diagnosis and better recovery because care is tailored to the patient's needs. And it reduces health disparities. It promotes fairness in healthcare access and quality. So, recognizing and respecting cultural differences promotes fairness in healthcare access and quality for all patients regardless of their background. And lastly, it supports holistic care, addresses physical, emotional, and cultural needs. It allows healthcare providers to address not just physical needs, but also emotional, social, and spiritual needs, leading to more complete and compassionate care.
So what are the theories and models? These are tools used in healthcare to understand and respond to patients' cultural needs. They guide how to assess belief, communicate effectively, and plan culturally appropriate care. These tools help us learn how to take care of patients in a ways that respect their culture and personal needs.
Today, I've been presenting about leading transcultural nursing tree, also known as the culture care tree, which was developed by Madeline Healy, a nurse and anthropologist who was one of the first to recognize the importance of culture in healthcare. This theory emphasizes that culture has a significant impact on health, healing, illness, and nursing care. According to Lillinger, nurses must go beyond the traditional biomedical approach and take into account the cultural background, beliefs, values, and practices of each patient. By doing so, we ensure that the care we provide is not only effective and evidence-based, but also holistic and culturally respectful. To help nurses apply this theory in real-life situations, Dillinger introduced 3 nursing action modes. First, cultural care preservation or maintenance. This approach involves supporting or maintaining cultural practices that are beneficial to the patient's health. It allows patients to continue traditions that bring them comfort and well-being. For example, a nurse might allow a patient obligation to continue a traditional life or practice prayer or meditation, as long as it does not conflict with their treatment. If a patient believes in using herbal remedies that are safe and compatible with their prescribed medication, this helps build trust and shows respect for the patient's culture. Number 2, cultural care accommodation or negotiation. This mode requires the nurse to work collaboratively with the patient to find a balance between cultural practices and medical care. For example, if a patient insists on using a cultural practice that may slightly delay treatment, the nurse can negotiate a plan that accommodates both patients' needs and urgency of care. This approach helps bridge cultural differences and ensures that both the patient and the healthcare provider feel heard and respected. Number 3, cultural care, repatriating or restructuring. In some cases, a cultural practice may be harmful to the patient's health, such as fasting during a medical condition that requires regular nutrition. In this situation, the nurse should respectfully help the patient modify or restructure the practice. The goal is not to force change, but to guide the patient toward safer health behaviors while still respecting their beliefs. This could mean offering a compromise like adjusting fasting times or finding culturally acceptable alternatives. In conclusion, gaining just transcultural nursing truly teaches us that being culturally sensitive and competent is not just a skill, it's a responsibility. By applying these action rules in our practice, we can promote compassionate, personalized, and culturally appropriate care, which leads to better patient outcome and stronger nurse-patient relationship. Next is the Pagnipapakotas model. Pagnipapakotas model of cultural competence is widely used in healthcare to promote culturally appropriate care. This model uses cultural competence as a continuous process, not a one-time achievement. It emphasizes that healthcare professionals must actively work toward understanding and respecting their patients' cultural backgrounds. There are 5 key components in this model. First is cultural awareness. This means being aware of your own cultural background, beliefs, and biases. It's about recognizing how this can affect your interactions with patients. Second is cultural knowledge. This involves learning about different cultural practices, beliefs, and health-related values. The more we know, the better we can understand our patient needs. Third is cultural skill. This refers to the ability to assess patients in a culturally sensitive way. It includes asking the right questions and considering cultural factors in family care. Fourth is cultural encounters. These are real interactions with people from different cultures. The more experience we gain, the more we improve our communication and care strategies. Lastly, cultural desire is the genuine motivation to become culturally competent. It's the heart of the model, wanting to learn, grow, and connect with patients in a respectful and meaningful way. Personal models for cultural competence is a framework that guides healthcare providers in developing care by understanding and addressing the cultural factors that shape a person's health treatment. These are the 5 key features of Bernal. The first one is the role of culturality. It recognizes cultural considerations in the global needs such as communication, family roles, nutrition, spirituality, and more. These things are designed to provide a comprehensive view of a person's cultural background and how it may influence their health needs, behavior, and practices. The second one is the concentric circles. It uses concentric circles to show how cultural influences begin with individual and outward with their social groups. It illustrates how cultural influences expand outward from one individual to the group. Third one is the focus on health needs and behaviors. emphasizes the importance of understanding how cultural influence of people, position, and practices, highlights the importance of considering patients' culture, communication styles, and health practices, deliver cultural sensitive and effective. Second class is education in various settings. Develop for healthcare that is applicable for education, research, and other settings, where cultural awareness is important. For the last one is cultural competence. Promotes understanding and respect for cultural differences, leads to more inclusive and effective healthcare and service delivery. This is achieved by helping professionals develop awareness, knowledge, and skill related to cultural groups. Let's talk about the evaluation and transcultural assessment model. So, transcultural nursing is essential for nurses because it introduces them to cultural aspects of society and how authenticity applied to healthcare practices. The Geiger Navigator Transcultural Assessment Model was formulated to help nurses care for individuals and their families with diverse cultural backgrounds. This model recognizes each person as a unique individual with different cultural values, customs, and norms. Unlike other transcultural nursing models, the Geiger and David Hager model uses six specific domains to assess individuals seeking healthcare. Next. So the first domain is communication, which includes verbal and non-verbal language communication styles introduced or meaning of silence. Second is the space, which focuses on personal space and the level of comfort individuals have with physical closeness and interactions. The third domain is social organization, which considers situations, family structure, roles, religious beliefs, and support systems that influence health decisions. Next. The fourth is the time, which refers to a person's perception of time, whether they are more past, present, or future-oriented, and how these affects their behavior and attitudes towards health. The fifth domain was environmental control, so it assesses the individual's beliefs about control over health and the use of traditional or alternative healing process. And lastly, biological variations take into account genetic, physiology, and metabolic differences among cultural groups that will impact disease risk and response to treatment. By using this model, nurses can gain deeper understanding of the patient's cultural backgrounds and provide care that is respectful, effective, and culturally appropriate.
So, what is the purpose of using cultural models and theories in healthcare?
Okay, to answer your question, cultural models and theories help healthcare providers assess, understand, and describe the cultural needs of their patient. These tools guide care planning and communication to make sure services are safe, inclusive, and effective for people from different cultural backgrounds. So, next call.
Okay, well, what is the difference between cultural awareness and cultural sensitivity?